It's math time. In part one of the video, we learned about the mole. We learned that the mole is simply a quantity of measurement, or it is an amount that we use for things, much like the dozen. We know that a dozen means 12. Well, with the mole, a mole means that there are 602 hexillion things. Now, sometimes we want to convert grams to moles. Let's say we start off with a certain number of grams and we want to know how many moles are in that particular amount. Here, I want to remind you that the molar mass has many different names. Sometimes we call the molar mass the molecular mass, molecular weight, formula mass, or formula weight. But you can use these words interchangeably here because we simply want to remember that when we use the molar mass, it can be used as a conversion factor to convert from grams to moles. Now, here's an example problem. How many moles are in 2.5 grams of carbon? Well, there are 3 steps that I would like you to follow when you're solving these types of equations. Step 1, write down the given. The first thing you notice that you're given is the fact that there are 2.5 grams of carbon. So write that here, grams of carbon equals 2.5 grams. For moles, they are asking us how many moles, so I simply put a question mark here for moles of carbon. Now my other given comes from the periodic table. Recall that in that box we have a few things, the chemical symbol, the atomic number, and of course the molar mass or molecular weight. For carbon, its molar mass is 12.01 grams. Now we know now that this number means that there are 12.01 grams in 1 mole of carbon. Boom. Now we have a conversion factor that we can use to solve our problem. So step 2, you're simply going to write the given amount and the units first. Step 2, 2.5 grams. And step 3, you're going to multiply it by this conversion factor here. Now notice when I got my given, I wrote 12.01 grams of carbon for every 1 mole. Well, in order to solve my problem, I had to flip this factor over and put my 1 mole on the top so that I would have my grams on the bottom. Why is that? Because when I have grams over grams, these units here will cancel out and I am left with the units that I want, which are moles of carbon. So multiplying 2.5 times 1 will give me 2.5. I'm going to divide that by this 12.01. And my answer is 0.2081 moles of carbon. And of course, I had to round to the correct number of significant digits at the bottom, which leaves me 2 significant digits, 0.21 moles of carbon. Now, what if I wanted to know how many particles or atoms or molecules or things are in 0.21 moles of carbon? Can you think of a number that I would use to help me convert from moles to things? If you said Avogadro's number, you're absolutely correct. Check out the next part of the video for another example problem.